We have Dana back on the phone with us now from the Angeles National Forest. Dana Dirks, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, wow, we're seeing it just how close to the roadway it is right now. So talk to us about what you all are doing. Obviously, everyone was very on guard given the past two fires that we've seen in recent days, but what are you all doing operationally right now?
Sure. Angeles National Forest firefighters are on the scene in unified command with LA County Fire Department. There's also assistance from LA County Sheriff's Department and from CHP. As you know, there's a lot going on right now. The latest acreage update we just received is approximately 3,400 acres. The fire is currently 3,400 acres with 0% containment, but our firefighters are working hard to put this fire out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it is amazing to see. There was a time when we often thought that a roadway would be a barrier for a fire, but we have seen that it has already crossed over. What we're showing our viewers now is it is on both sides of the roadway. And Dana, I don't know if you can talk to us about what is burning up there. The smoke's so black, it's just really, really thick brush.
I understand there's a fair amount of thick brush up in that area.
Yeah, so this is a very kind of steep terrain, windy conditions for firefighters who are very fatigued from the Palisades fire and the Eaton fire. We know some of the firefighters have just come off the Eaton fire and are now battling this one. So talk to us about the conditions. I mean, we know the brush is really dry. Our meteorologist, Paul Diano, has said that this is the driest we've ever been at this time. So what are the conditions like in terms of the firefight?
Again, this is, as with many of our fires, always very challenging to put out. We're in fairly steep conditions. We certainly have a lot of brush. As you said, it's incredibly dry. And then when you add wind into the equation, it gets more interesting. So, again, our firefighters are working very hard to try to put this firefight out as quickly as possible. I do want to mention, and I'm sure you already have on air, but again, just a reminder that there are evacuation orders and warnings out there at this time. If people are not familiar with the Protect Genesis website, it's really important to get familiar with it quickly. The website is protect.genesis, GENASYS.com, and that's a website in which you can put in your address and find out quickly if you're in an evacuation order or warning area or not in either of the above.
And so important to listen to even the warnings. Just get ready now, even if you're in the area, right? Just get packed up, because it can be so confusing in those very chaotic and stressful moments to know what to take. You forget things. You're trying to get out kind of in a panic.
Absolutely. If at any point you feel unsafe, even if you're not in an evacuation warning or order area, then it's time to leave. But ideally, you want to be thinking about your safety and how you might leave in an evacuation setting at any time. At any point in time, you should always be prepared.
Well, Dana, there were a lot of people in the last two large fires that we have been covering, the Palisades and Eaton fire, and there were a lot of people who stayed behind saying, oh, I wanted to try to save my house. I wanted to try to do what I could to help in this firefight. Your advice to people right now is to just get out. You don't need their help. Is that right?
I would say the most important thing is life, right? Your life is most important. So if you feel at all unsafe, or if you definitely fall in an evacuation order area or evacuation warning area, the time is getting ready to prepare to leave.
Yeah, how close? We're getting a view now of these homes that looks like a subdivision, and it's getting harder to even see what we're looking at because the smoke is so thick right now and it's spreading so quickly with the winds. But how close is this to the forest? How close are these homes and structures to that steep terrain that we've been talking about as we see those flames jump around very quickly?
We're again, lots of different communities are built in and around the forest itself. And so, yes, there are homes in the general vicinity and in the immediate area.
And luckily you have a body of water, right, to help you, and aircraft are able to get up into the sky, which is a huge relief. I know from just the Palisades fire, seeing when the planes finally got back in the air and the helicopters, people were just so relieved because they knew that they had more tools to fight the flames.
Yes, definitely having the lake there is a benefit for sure.
Yes, but we just continue to see this, such a large plume of smoke, and it seems like that is definitely, I hate to say it like this, but scaring people into evacuating, which is certainly a good thing that they are heeding the warnings and they are leaving the area. But this is also an area, as you were talking about, with the communities being built around the forest. There are not a lot of areas, that have a lot of roads to get in and out. So it's certainly going to slow down those evacuations.
Yes, I also do want to mention that even I-5 is certainly affected by this, as well as many other numerous roads. So it is important to leave if you feel unsafe or if you fall in an evacuation order area. Evacuation warning is basically get ready to go. But again, if you feel unsafe at any time, be sure to go ahead and leave. Because it's going to take you a little bit of time potentially to get out of that area as well. As of just a few minutes ago, there was a listing of evacuation orders issued for Castaic Lake, Ridge Route, Paradise Ranch Road, North Lake Elementary, Sloan Canyon Road, Green Hill Drive, Hillcrest Parkway, Romeo Canyon Drive, Halsey Canyon, Cambridge area, and Charlie Canyon area. But I would also, again, check the Protect Genesis website for additional information. We do also list current road closures at Lake Hughes routes, south and north, Ridge Route Road at Lake Hughes, Ridge Route Road at Templin Highway, Lake Hughes at Pine Canyon, Dry Gulch at San Francisco Canyon Road, Golden State Freeway, Bitter Canyon, and Sterling Lane.
All really useful information. As far as resources right now, we had so much help coming in from other states, other countries, other agencies for the last two fires. How are you feeling about resources? Do you think you have what you need to fight this fire as well as you possibly can?
Normally, within even just a few hours of the start of a fire, we have between 100 and 200 firefighters on the scene. I don't have an exact number of exactly how many we have on site right now, but as you know, we also do have aerial support. So we'll have a better number on that, I imagine, soon.
Well, we certainly appreciate all of your information, Dana, for joining us and telling us about the closures and really encouraging people in the area to evacuate when they get those warnings or if they even feel like they are in danger. So we certainly appreciate all of the information that you've been providing us.
Great. Well, thank you very much for having us online. I do also want to mention just one reminder. The Angeles National Forest is currently closed through Friday, 11:59 p.m., and we do ask that people stay out of the forest. We are in critical fire danger, and so we really appreciate everyone's cooperation with us.
That's a really good point, a really good reminder. Some people might not be watching the news. They might be in a different area of the Angeles National Forest and maybe potentially not seeing all of this smoke that we've been seeing. So thank you so much. We appreciate all you're doing for the community to stop these flames.